Hi guys, welcome back to part 5 of today's class. We have all the pâtés in the refrigerator. They're cooling down. They're going to be tomorrow morning. I'll pop them out and do a presentation on that. We cooked off the chicken legs, and what we're going to do is save the broth with a very nice reported raw way. Look at it this way. It's a nice golden color. That's a really nice color. It's a nice flavor. And I'll come up with a recipe to use the leg meat for the classical French cooking. We're going to do some kind of a chicken roulade or something. I don't know yet, but I need the cool moule. We got the legs, so we might as well use it. Gravlax. LAX means salmon in Swedish, and grav means buried, gravlax. Now the reason why I picked this recipe, because it's not on the syllabus. If you look at the syllabus, I've changed things around a bit. The reason why I use this is because first of all, you guys love salmon. It's a very popular fish here, extremely popular. Westerners like it. I think everybody likes salmon, but here, I mean, you guys can't get enough of it. You guys eat a lot of it, that's for sure. And this is a good recipe if you're a small bistro, which I hopefully you guys work someday. It's work in a big hotel, you get to see a lot more action, you see a lot more things. But you work in a small place, you get your hands in everything. You have to do everything. And this is taught to me. This taught to me a guy from Malaysia, of all places, a Malaysian cook. But Malay is, I mean, that Singapore, Malay, all that, very international country, that's for sure. And this is a basic one. I've changed it a bit, once again, I always do that anyway, is I'm using brown sugar. Now, we have some black sugar. I never made it with black sugar. I was wondering how that would turn out, but I don't want to experiment, because black sugar is much drier, I mean, much wetter, clumpier, it sticks. So what I'm going to try to do, basically, is dry this out. With what does it do that for? You go boom, boom, boom. It's still recording, right?
No.
Did you hear it?
Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah. School Wi-Fi is really bad. I don't understand that. So we got brown sugar, white sugar. Now, and you have black sugar. I should have just brought it up there. Just a little history about sugar making. Because when I first came to Korea, you used to be able to buy sugar cane in the streets. I don't know if you guys even remember that. Sugar cane 알아요? You know, looks like dynamo, looks like bamboo. They used to sell little pieces. I think it's just old style. And you know, kids chew on it, it's sweet. Sugar built America. Sugar and tobacco. Those two things really built America. Because to make sugar white, you have to boil it for a long time. And they put it in a big cone, and on the top would be white, in the middle would be the brown, and on the bottom would be hoksaktam, black sugar, right? That was almost like considered like garbage, and they used to send it to Boston and New York, and they made rum out of it. And if you know anything about British history, they really like their rums, and that's actually how it started. And it's a sad story in a way, because they used to take the rum, bring it to Africa, get slaves to the sugar plantation to New York. It was a triangle of economy. I mean, it was not a very nice thing, but it did build America. It really did. That and tobacco, two things that are going to kill you: alcohol and tobacco. So anyway, enough history. But it's a very interesting history about sugar. Sugar history is very interesting. Your grandparents, or even you guys when you were younger. Dok wasn't so sweet. Dok, the Korean dessert. Chapsalgaru, dok. Yeah.
Rice cake?
Yeah. Which I don't know why you call it rice cake. It's like cake. Go in the oven? No. That's what I say with the mousse. You know, they call it a pâté, but really, to me, it's really a mousse. Because that's another thing too. Like when people first describe dok to me, like tteokbokki.
Yeah.
They go, "Oh yeah, it's rice cake." And I eat it. I enjoy it. It's pasta. Why is it called rice pasta? Because that's kind of like what it is. It really is. Makgeolli. What's makgeolli?
Rice one.
Why wine? It's rice beer. Right? It's really rice beer. It's made more closely to beer than wine. You can't take rice and squeeze out the juice, right? But it's really a rice beer. So I always wonder how these names came in to be. Because everybody says rice cake, rice wine. Everybody uses those terms, but it's really not correct. And I think it goes back to 1950. The American soldiers came here, oh, what's that? Soldiers don't really know, you know. Yeah. Oh, rice wine, yeah, that's what we call it. And it stuck. The name stuck like that. But it's up to you guys really to change it. I think rice pasta is nice. It's not really cake. Now, duck itself, I don't. It's hard to describe. But when I first came to Korea, it wasn't very sweet. It's actually very, I'm sure your grandmothers, when they make it, it's no sugar in it at all. Now you go to the market here, it's like candy. So once again, sugar now is very, very cheap. But at one time it was very, very expensive. So it was very, very special. So that being said, this dish itself, back in the day, was a very expensive dish. Now it's considered kind of cheap. I'm looking around for something to I guess I could do it into this bowl. Now you should use, you know, good sushi grade salmon. This was pre-frozen. Pre-frozen. These are a little thick too. The other ones, actually, bring out the other ones. The ones you put in the refrigerator. Because this might be a little too thick. Once again, this usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks to do, and we really don't have time to do that. We got some thinner cuts that might be better. Key ingredient, dill. Dill grows wild in the northern areas. This has a nice smell. It's a very unique smell. Grass green, lively, it has a very nice smell. Yeah, let me take a look at those. Only because it's better to do this, but this will take 2 weeks. And we really don't have 2 weeks. And I usually use this size, and that's why I put these away, but I might have to take off this fat, because the fat will spoil, like any kind of ghee will. But I think I'm going to try with these two. Let's say this is sauce class, so it will make a sauce and put that on there. So let me trim these bad boys up. This is good eating though, that's for sure. I don't know about this particular quality, but I do like the salmon fat myself. I like fat. Leave the skin on. See, the skin's on. Now this is not very even though. That's going to be a little problem. This will dry really quick. This won't. We'll try it anyway. I don't want to really take this off. This is actually a good thickness. That's another thing too. If we had a food processor, you take some salmon, you throw that in, some cream cheese, some white wine, salt and pepper, maybe a little any other kind of seasoning you want. It makes a nice mousse. It makes a very nice fresh mousse. I'm checking here for bones. No bones. Here there's usually pin bones. They're not in here. Just surprised. No bones in this end. Yeah, this one might be a little too thin, but okay, we'll try it anyway. Now, generally what you do, like if you're doing it in a restaurant, you need something like this. No, you leave it there. You have a drip pan. You take your whole salmon, you put it on here. After we coat it, you put it on there. Then you put something on it with weight to hold it down. This is so it drips out the liquid, because it'll give out a lot of liquid. We're going to do it this way. Not the best way, but the only way we really can do it. And you can, daily, you just pour off the liquid. You throw some plates on top of it for weight. So that'll work. But this is a much better system, especially with something like that. And whole salmon. You just put it up there or something. I just wanted to show you that. Equal parts. So ratios are very important. So we add that. Oh, perfect, perfect. I meant for that to happen. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Delicious. No? Salty, right?
Yeah. Salt and 단짠.
Well, you want that 50. I taste salt first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So what you want is really just that sweet salt, equal. So that. First taste sugar, second taste salt, third taste sugar.
Yeah.
Right? It kind of works out that way, so that's fine. Gonna take some dill. I guess I don't want to get you wet. I like to keep you cold. It's getting warm in here. Not much you can do with these. Don't mistake them for parsley stems. You throw that in chicken stock, it's too strong of a flavor. It'll just ruin it. Unless you're gonna do a chicken dill soup. Chicken's good. Dill's a nice flavor. It's something you don't see a lot in Korea. So I'm going to take some of this. Roughly chop. And just a little onion. Problem with onion that it's adding water, moisture.
Yeah.
You know, it's adding liquid to something we want to make dry, but it's worth the flavoring to me. I guess, you know, something like monogaru, the dry garlic powder, that might work well, that's for sure. Once again, changing recipes to the client, what the customer likes. I know you guys like garlic. The powdered garlic's funny though. Do you like powdered garlic? It has it's not really garlic, it's like its own flavor. I really would call it garlic. Once again, like I did with the chicken livers, right? Really make it small. You know, you want it, we don't want this to make a problem with making it too much. So this is a small amount of onion, but it helps the flavor. Looking at the salmon, I'm going to mix a little more. Next time I'll make it with black sugar, see what happens. Yeah, that's good. Now this will be scraped off when we serve it. It's just not temporary, but it is kind of temporary. We're going to use this big pan, small pan thing. Let's take a little of this. This will all turn into water tomorrow morning. I'll film it if you're not here and you pour it off. I think she could even made more. Smells nice to me. I haven't had dill in a long time. I lived in California, and California dill grows just everywhere. Just grows, you know, like weeds. It's just Good climate. I'm gonna mix a little more. I didn't make enough. I thought I was making too much. A little more salt. We have it somewhere. Yeah. So sweet salty is a good flavor. A popular flavor now is salt caramel. Right? No, then you see like a popcorn and candies and things like that. Flavors come and go in all cultures. Even like dark chocolate now is pretty much gone. Used to everything was dark chocolate this, dark chocolate that, 7-Eleven, all dark chocolate. No, I don't see it. I don't see as much of it at least. Break up the sugar. Sometimes the hard balls of sugar, make sure they get broken up. You can see already how it's disappearing. That's what you want. Nice even coat. Now another thing too, sugar, besides sugar being cheap, black pepper, tonguchu, used to be very expensive. I mean, you could buy a house with a handful of pepper in England during like the Industrial Revolution, 1700s. $200 years ago, which is not that long ago, because you think like your grandparents, they were born like 1920. So your great-grandparents born 1850. So your great-great-grandparents, if they had this, would never have to work again. Ever. All of us wouldn't. This was worth so much money at one time. Now it's cheap. It's really cheap. So cheap we can do this with it. No, too much maybe. It's not very fresh. It's kind of soft. Any ideas? Oh, I have an idea. Oh yeah, they're gonna send it everywhere though. It's clean enough there, clean rag.
Kitchen towel.
Yeah, that's okay. This one's it's too thick. Oh, the galantine wrap. No, the galantine. I washed it and boiled it in case I needed it. You know what I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah.
This is a key part of the flavoring too. Nice try. This won't be eaten when you eat it. It won't be eaten. It will be scraped off, but it's an important part of the flavoring. Let's see, let me get something not too small. Not too big. Small. Maybe you'll be good. Do onto a plate. And here, I got this right here. Still a little too small. I want pretty big pieces. My coffee at home, because of the humidity, I hand grind my coffee. Hey you, up. I hand grind my coffee. Watch him. Yeah, you guys gotta watch him. The humidity made my coffee bean soft, so I really can't grind it. It goes like makes peanut butter out of it. Shame. Glad I saved it. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, that's good. This is it coming close. You see these pieces? This is what I want. That's really nice. Too small is fine. Too big can be a problem. Even though we'll scrape it off. If you put the pepper down first, it gives it a bite. It makes it, well, I guess you guys might like it. It gives it a spiciness, but it's the kind of spiciness that Westerners really don't like in pepper. It's too strong. So you put it on top of the sugar. So the taste infuses slowly into it. Because this is obviously a lot of hoochoo. I got a little smaller pan. That'd be fine. And we put some plates on there. I might, yeah, that's heavy enough. You don't want it too heavy. No, that's fine. You don't want it too heavy. You just want to add I don't know, about a half a kilo or so of weight. Usually a bottle of wine on one of these things. 2 bottles of wine on a big pan. So there. And then tomorrow morning, I guess I'll film it tomorrow too. You'll see this will be filled up with, not filled up, but there'll be a lot of salmon kumul down here from there. And it's going to shrink down and get drier. And then you can slice it like smoked salmon. It's kind of like smoked salmon, except it has the smokiness. It's not as oily. Smoked salmon is kind of very oily, but that's a new style smoked salmon. I think the reason why is that they don't really smoke it today. The kind of chemicals in it, and out it goes. Because real smoking, like real bacon, is like jerky. Very tough and hard to chew. Not hard to chew, but chewy type of thing. And this is chewy. This is an old stuff. This is going to go into the refrigerator. Okay. And what's the time frame? Time.
24.
24.
1 minute.
Perfect. Perfect timing. I'm just going to quickly go over the chicken. This is a mess. We'll go back. Just swing over here. No big deal later on. What I'm going to do when we go offline is I'm going to just clean the chicken, save the meat, save the bones. The bones go to the sauce class. The meat goes into the French cooking class. Okay? Eyes on me. Thank you very much. That's end of part 5. See you later.